Warning! The following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Geoguessr. I gotta apologize for not being able to go on Twitch yesterday. I was, dead. From what I can tell, before we get into the story, there's been Tulu and Muka and Cebu. I'm pretty sure that's the Indonesian area. Bintulu, I'm pretty sure is the name of right here. There we go. So Cebu and Bintulu is to our north. So we're probably actually down here a little bit. And here's Muka. So, we're in a good spot. So let me tell you what happened. So, wake up around 10:30 a.m. Not p.m. I'm not that much of a fucking nut job. We're on actually number 1, Route 1. And I roll out of bed and I stand up, and immediately, the second I stand up, I lose my balance. It's almost like I didn't have any equilibrium. So I sat right back down and I was like, ooh, that's not good, kind of. So we're actually kind of on the right road. And then I did what any normal person does. I looked up my symptoms on WebMD, and I found out that I'm dead, which came to be a big surprise to me, because I didn't realize that I was dead, which, come on, guys. Apparently, you look up anything in WebMD, you're dead. So I kind of just, laid down, went back to sleep, woke up around, 2 o'clock. This is actually what we probably should be looking for. And then tried again, and I still didn't have any equilibrium. I couldn't stand up or do anything. So I'm sorry that I had to cancel it. But I had this pressure headache, and I just felt like shit the entire fucking day. No, it's not. I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking for at this point. Something that looks kind of similar to this. We know we gotta be south of Bintulu on Route 1, which is AH-150. Mika, which is right here, Muka, and Cebu, which is right here. Since Cebu's number 1, we have to be close to Cebu, and then Muka, and then Bintu, so that's why we're south, especially since it's pointing to our north. No compasses, which clearly I fucking don't. But that's about it. Actually, no, that's not even close. Let's just move it a little bit closer. We tried to move it a little bit closer, and we failed at doing so. We're right before the river. Had I actually paid attention, we probably could have been able to figure that out. We're still 45 miles away, which isn't that bad. But I am doing better today. I didn't have the pressure headache when I woke up. And at the same time, I didn't have the loss of equilibrium. So I'm able to stand and do normal things today, which is pretty good. It means we're definitely along the way to recovery. That looks pretty French, but it's also in... no, maybe that's just French and it's just 2 things on a sign. Because if it's 2 words, we can go with Belgium, right? Because Belgium speaks more than just French. So, that's a white license plate. And then it has a red and an orange. That's a crest, Route de Prezi. The red and the green reminds me a little bit of Portugal, but I know this isn't Portugal because I'm pretty sure that was French. Maybe it's not French. Maybe I'm just a terrible person. Thin roads, but that doesn't help us because whenever I think of thin roads, I think I want to go with Ireland or England. That said London on the side of it. That did not say London on the side. That said Lambden. You know what? That's kind of close, right? We know it's in Europe because of the kilometers. Not the best when it comes to imaging. Chemin de la Ripasse. That sounds pretty French. Let's go outskirts of Paris. But we need to find, a flag would be great right about now. Paradise without the E. I don't know if that's helpful. Kind of feels like we have an old school cobblestone road, but now it's gone, so it was probably just for that driveway. But that would have probably kept us around the France, Italy area. No flags, no websites, nothing. We're kind of, I mean, there's probably plenty of clues that we've just ignored, right? Like, that seems to be a theme when it comes to how we play this game, is just ignoring things that we don't understand. Which isn't exactly helpful. But sometimes it works in our advantage, because then we don't get confused looking at stuff that doesn't make sense. And other times we just look at stuff that doesn't make sense. Limit general, so limit your speed to 50 kilometers. Not helpful. Not helpful. Not helpful. I think we're going to come up across a theme today. And it's going to be not helpful locations. That's French. That's as French as I've ever fucking seen it. I wouldn't be surprised if we're in Belgium, though. French-speaking Belgium. No, but we're close to Switzerland. Actually, we were in Switzerland. Which I guess makes a little bit of sense. I guess this part of Switzerland speaks French, considering it's a little tiny poke-out surrounded by French. Interesting. If we would have found the Swiss flag, we would have probably guessed near the border. But we struggled to find anything that remotely seemed Swiss about that location. That's going to have some interesting information on it. That looks like it's going to be Eastern European, maybe South. Warning, red zone, dangerous work area. I see ICA, and then I see it's translated. So, we're fucked. In theory. Right? Like, not enough to be able to get a good read on it, which sucks because that's probably going to be the... Oh, wow. Alright, well, that changes everything. There's a flag over here. I think it might be the flag of Turkey. That is the flag of Turkey. So... Superhighway in Turkey. Here's a weird fucking bridge. Which, let's actually go to it, because it looks like this is going to be the only way we're able to find out where we are. Are we entering Turkey? Because the flag's on the side of the road, right? I want to read the fucking sign. ICA. I don't know what ICA stands for. Is that a J? JCA? I was hoping this was going to tell us something else. I was looking more for a route number. Especially when it comes to a bridge. Usually bridges will have like names or tolls beforehand. Maybe that's after. We can't even cross the bridge. There's a big city to our south. So, do we do something like this? And guess, I don't know, up here? But I don't see any other real bridges, so we could probably maybe guess this, right? This bridge right here. But it's going to be tough to tell because we are looking south. We can kind of go off of the shape of the river. We can't go any further, and it's tough to tell what's to our north, which would be this way. But we can look south, and there is a large city down here. Just whether or not we guess this bridge, which might be the safer bet. I'm thinking it's the Faith Sultan, which means if we return to start, I don't remember which way we went. We went to our west, so we're on this side, and that doesn't feel populated enough. So maybe it is up here. And it's the Yavuz Sultan. But how far away is that? Or it's this. But this looks like it's a populated area too. We're out of time. And it ends up being further north. We should have guessed the North Bridge. We had it up here. It was like right here. We would have been fine with it. But we thought too much about it and we spent too much time. But 14 miles isn't bad. We're not winning, but we're getting good guesses in. This feels like it could be South America. Sun is to our south, so we gotta be in the northern hemisphere. Yellow license plates could be Mexico. I think that says something on it. I can't make out what it is. It could be Israel, though, because Israel uses yellow license plates. So, we need to find language. And there's DirecTV and Spanish. If it's Spanish, it can't be Israel. Because you know why. So, Spanish-speaking yellow license plates and white license plates. And they're square license plates, not the long ones that the EU typically uses. So I'm thinking the South America guess, maybe Mexico, is probably the play. Although we do have to be, according to the sun placement, close to the equator and or the northern hemisphere. Pere is there, not Alto, which I believe is Guatemala and Mexico. What's the other way around? So let's go with Mexico. Mainly, oh wow, I fucked up. I still have my pen, by the way, ready to translate at a moment's fucking notice. I'm thinking Mexico because it's a bigger country. Which we're not doing a country challenge, so technically it shouldn't matter if we're going for it. Mosquera? That's gotta be a region, right? So, is there a Mosquero? Baja, Sonero, Chiñaro, Mosquero. What about down here? Who fucking knows? That doesn't help us because it could be Colombia too. God damn it. We need to find a website and fucking fast. .com, perfect. Just what I wanted to see. Kumeva. Nothing. Santa Claus screaming out into the woods with presents. Give me a fucking website, please. Left-hand side of the road? Both hands. What the fuck? We're on both sides of the road. Sport plays. No. We're fucked. 20 seconds. We could do this. We don't have a guess down. We don't have a guess at all because I'm a terrible person. Fuck. Mexico. It doesn't feel like Mexico, though. It feels like Colombia. It feels like fucking Colombia. Thank fucking God we moved our fucking guess. Ends up being a little bit further to our north in a town called Yopal. Can we find... It isn't even whatever that M was, because we're in the Casaner fucking region. I don't even know what the M's were fucking pointing out, man. But we're going good on countries. And this feels a little Greek, but Mediterranean's probably a better way to describe it. Green light posts, which are unique. We don't have the Israeli curbs, but I don't know if that is just limited to certain areas of Israel, because that doesn't really look Hebrew. It looks more Hebrew than anything else, but Hebrew is usually a little bit more defined, at least in my sense. Like, I'm able to recognize it a little bit easier than that. And there's the white and the red, so we probably are in Israel. Yellow license plates on the back. And there's more clearly defined Hebrew. So, it's either Israel or the West Bank. Let's just kind of go in between the two of them. We do have mountains to our west, so it's probably actually the West Bank and or further south. It doesn't feel like a desert, which is most of the south, so we got to be a little bit more towards the north. So maybe over here a little bit. But we're probably not going to find a single point in here that is in English, which kind of sucks. My thinking is that gate to the south might be the entrance to not the West Gate, like into regular Israel, and we're going north through it. You know, maybe we're over by Jalamaha. I don't know how to speak anything. I barely can speak English, guys. Let's be fucking real. So I think we have a good guess, right? I think it's a good guess. It comes down to, did you guys get a good guess in 2, and are we actually getting a good guess in? Right? We could think we have a great guess all we want, and we could be completely fucking wrong. So we can't always rely on that. It kind of feels like a desert, but there's a lot of green. So it feels like your typical, like, Mediterranean, like, rocky soil. And everything else is in Hebrew. Wow, we found an English word. It says slow, which is the best way to describe the way today's going. Here's the flag of Israel, which they would still fly in the West Bank. Fuck. Nothing good anywhere. I don't see water, which is partially why we're guessing kind of in the middle. If we're able to see water kind of to our west, we obviously guess closer to the water. I don't even see a lake to our north, but then again, we do have some hills and some mountains, so right over here could be whatever lake this is or whatever lake that is. And the fact that it's got as much green as it does, I think we have a good guess. We just have to hope we are in the West Bank. And it ends up being actually not a bad location. 26.2 miles. You guys went really far south. Was there a source of water? Doesn't even look like there's a source of water near here. So we caught up with 600 points, but we didn't walk away with a win. Part of that was Colombia. You guys got a lot of really good guesses in. Had we guessed really good in France and Colombia, we would have been pretty good. But 5 for 5 on countries is pretty good. It's really good. Obviously, we can still improve, but 22,685 points is like 8,000 points more than the average score on this map. So we are doing good. We're still doing good, even in 2020. But let's see how everyone else did. It's coming in first place is Screenshot the World. Welcome back. Good game. Second place is Taurus, only 40-something points behind. Wow. Wow. Martin coming in third, only 250 points behind Taurus. Benedict Swanker about 500. Fifth fucking place. Everyone found Switzerland except for me. And then Beerlingo doesn't guess Colombia, instead goes with, is that Gibraltar? No, it's over by Gibraltar though. Southern Spain. And then the wrong island in, even going Indonesia instead of Malaysia. So a few hiccups here and there, but overall not too much spread besides one location really. Wow, that was probably, I didn't even think that was an easy seed. That was definitely one on the harder scale of things, and everyone still fucking crushed it. But that is going to be where we call it for the day. So thank you all so much for being here. I do hope you all enjoyed. Sorry again about not being able to stream yesterday. And then I did mention we might be streaming 4 days a week instead of 2. If that's going to start, it's probably going to be around February. Because that's when I'm not going to be working as much. Because everything's moving online. So I'll be basically just an on-call online rep. Where I just like fix stuff online. Which is good for me and good for everybody, I guess. But that's going to start around February. So maybe in February we start doing Mondays, Wednesdays, maybe 11 to 2. 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern. And then we'll keep the 3 to 5 plus Tuesday, Thursday. Thinking about it. That's probably what's going to happen, but I'm letting you guys know now about a month in advance. So we have plenty of time to think about it and come to a good conclusion. But thank you all so much. I do hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you all tomorrow for probably a nice drunk guess. Have a good rest of your day, and bye-bye.